Oh, come on. Hey, can you shut? Yeah, the sound. You know that you see how we just friggin' like stole that. You know what I mean? One thing I didn't tell you is I left a message on his thing. I said, listen, here's a chance for us to really bury the hatchet. I'm willing to work on something. You know what I mean? I didn't say what it was. I didn't say what it was. I didn't say what it. I didn't say what it was. But I didn't know. I didn't give him a heads up because I didn't tell him what it was. I just said that a story that I'm hearing. You know what I mean? But no, he seems to have a lot of information on it. Yeah, it's just like, it's alright though, because there's certain information that I've already heard him put out that's wrong. Alright, yeah, yeah, and that's why I've been vetting this all day. I was so careful to even, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm live right now talking to you, so let me get, alright, alright guys, so one thing I try to do with this stuff is I've every story I've ever put out has been proven. Even if it wasn't proven at the time, it's been proven later. So I'm very careful about putting news out. And sometimes I'll even I got something from a source who's always right on the ball. And but I still wanted to know, where did this information come from? So I started doing an investigation. So let's walk through the investigation that I did to get to this story. And I just want to show you guys live because you guys can. The thing is, you know, to put out intel and all that. You know, I really was in intelligence, and I know how things work, and I know how sometimes disinformation can happen. So let's see. I want to show you how this started coming about. Okay, so this is the wrong. And by the way, ever since I've been trying to go live for a while now. And then as I'm trying to go live, I get news that someone else is going live. Somebody that I contacted saying, "Hey, I'm trying to verify something." I didn't say what, so I'm not taking anything like that away from them. But you know, I was trying to verify something, see if they wanted to work together and make sure that, you know, my sources were matching what his sources were saying. But instead of getting a response, all of a sudden they go live. So that's kind of shady, but who knows? Maybe they didn't get it, and maybe they just happen to be getting what I've been hearing for about 5 hours when I did the last video. So however long ago that was. That was more than 5 hours ago. But you know what? Watch this. You know what? I don't need the other stuff. See, everything that I had up is gone. Everything I had up is gone. That's fine. That's fine. It's like someone's messing with my computer, like as we speak. But that's fine. All right, so I'm not gonna report it yet, cause first, I think it's important when it's something this. When it's something don't want to be there. When it's something, though, that's when I went to contact them. When it's something this sensitive, with my clients, I have to be careful that I do not ever put out something false. Now, I had already put out the 14 dead. It started at 10, went to 14. Actually, the latest I've heard, I was looking into some Russian newspapers. The latest I heard was 17. One Russian newspaper I saw actually said all hands lost, which is pretty possible, and I'll tell you exactly why. So, yeah, here we go. All right, this is where this story originated, right? So what happens is, like, certain stories, if they're real, they might be real. If they're fake, they could be just as easily faked. And the reason it can be faked is because all it takes is one, so Debka file, right? Now, I've heard of them before, and you know, they do some good work, but at the same time, they've put out some crazy stuff before that was unverified. So all you gotta do is just take this, right? You just take this, take the headline, and now watch this. Oh, am I even sharing screen? It doesn't matter at this point if I was sharing. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I am sharing. Okay. So let me just show you how I verify, because I've been sitting on this information all day, because I don't want to put it out without it being verified. I mean, my source is extremely shoot. I don't want that coming up. My computer's like something going on. Totally being attacked. Alright, you know what? Come on. Sorry guys, I just want to show you guys how this works. It's like wildfire. You know what I mean? It would just spread. And if it comes from a bad source, so I narrowed it down to that was the original source of the story. Because all that the Russians keep talking about is their submarine, which there was a fire on board, but from my source, there wasn't just a fire. That fire also caused some gas to be released. So they were probably killed by the gas before they were burned. Pretty horrific stuff, but come on. Okay. This is ridiculous. It's like you know, look at this. I just want to show you guys how these stories can go like wildfire. Alright, ready? So now we paste that into there. As long as that might take. Alright, boom. Right? That's just the title. Right? Let's see what happens. Look at already another story came up. Now Zenith News. Let's see what else we got. Alright, they all have the same exact keep going to Zenith. I'm trying to here we go. This is what I want. Look at this now. So that's when that I found where it originated. And I just took the title and you Google it. Okay, pretty simple, right? If you don't think of this stuff, believe it or not. So I Google it, and you know my computer is being okay. So we got Devka, we got Free Republic. 20 hours ago, Free Republic. Although the Devka was the first one. You know why that date? It's because I think it was updated. We have YouTube video 4 hours ago. We have the Russophile. We have Devka. That's like I said. That she. This. I say she just because. But anyways, that's where the original story came from. Possible. Robin Westenra. .blogspot. Zenith.news. Conspiracy.trendalizer. Free North Carolina .blogspot. Vote.co. Godlike Productions. Before It's News. Hal Turner Show. Militaryanalysis.blogspot. Although that's a great place, that's a great place. I get information from there sometimes. Well, I'll verify information there sometimes. So that when I saw that one, and then it started becoming more real. This one has the same title in the story of when Pence was called back. You know, in my last video, if you guys were there, I announced that Pence was called back. He was supposed to be in New Hampshire, right around here where I am, and he was called back. Emergency situation. So you know, it's the things like that give credence to a story. But when you see stuff like this, it is worrisome. You know, like Russia torpedoes and scuttles the U.S. vessel. You know, Brighton.com, and look, it's the same exact words, word for word, same exact thing. So basically, you have to be careful when you're reporting this stuff. So all day I've been sitting on this. I've been sitting on it because of what I did in the military intelligence, I can get in trouble for putting something like this out. False information, or if I put it out you know, and everyone, please hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. You can share this. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. So, you know, as you guys saw, that's how I kind of tried to vet the story. And I started not liking what I was seeing. Some of the websites, I didn't like what I saw. One in particular, I did like what I saw. And then, all of a sudden, I received confirmation. Okay? So, I am going to go out there and I am going to say that this story is legit. But, you know, it's good to be first, but I'll let other people be first. With a story this serious, where you have to imagine that the people who have died, their families have not even been notified. You know, it's you know, a situation where you have to take it serious. You know, you can't just go out there and just make a lot of assumptions. I contacted one YouTuber trying to, you know, do a collaboration, and also kind of, without saying what the story was, just say, hey, like, you know, you'll know it. You know it if, you know, if you heard it. If, like, basically, do you want to, like, collab on this story? And I wanted to run it by this person because, hey, if you know, he heard it and I heard it, then I feel a little bit better about it. But when I started looking around, I didn't feel so good about it until I saw it on one particular website that I trust, and it's something that is used by military intelligence members as a way to kind of just like talk and things like that. So with that all being said, really, dude? Like, I'm reporting something this serious, and you wanna mess? See, there's somebody that's like paid. This group of people, they have to be paid. There's no way that they just like, this is what they do. They just constantly call me whenever I'm live. So it's alright. I'll just fucking block them. I get so sick of this. Or it could be something organized where they know that I'm putting out real intelligence all the time, and they don't want it out. So let me take care of this guy. Blocked. Alright. Alright, so I have blocked 3 numbers because he legit tried 2 different numbers. Alright, so let's go in with this story. I am going to go to where I trust. Also, as far as the Russian, I reported this earlier with the Russian submarine. Well, apparently it wasn't just a fire. It looks like there was an exchange. There was a, in the Bering Strait off Alaska. And by the way, in the thumbnail, did you guys see in the thumbnail? The, I want to show you what their sub looked like. It was built for 25. So 14 dead doesn't sound like much, right? But I've heard as many as everyone on board dead. You see this? So this should be the thumbnail right here. Now it's on Fox News. So alright, so now this is getting legit, but they're only talking about the Russian side of it. Alright, so you see that little tiny little thing? Only 25. That is a A-12. Okay. But I've also heard, I've seen it reported as a different name too. So let's pull this up. What we're trying, basically what we're doing, I could just like start spewing things, but what I'm trying to do is show you guys where this originated. So we saw where it originated. Then we took that exact headline and we saw how it just spread like wildfire before anyone had confirmed or anything. Trust me, they don't have the type of sources I do, so it's just, I don't know why they have that there. Maybe that's the submarine that came to them. But you see this? In this video provided by RURT's Russian television, Russian rescue personnel returned from a dive in a mini-submarine to the Kursk on the seabed in the Barents Sea, Russia. The Russian military says that a fire on one of its deep-sea submersibles has killed 14 sailors. The defense ministry says that the blaze erupted Monday while the vessel was performing tests in Russia's territorial waters. So this happened basically like yesterday. I mean, Monday, yesterday. Yesterday this happened. So yeah, like I said, the AS-12 La Sharik. It's a nuclear-powered. Supposedly, it might have a cloaking device, cloaking capability, I should say. It's a relatively new ship, which entered service in 2010. Is the most advanced and most obscure Russian submarine. It's named after a Soviet-era cartoon character, a toy horse made of small spheres. In 2012, the vessel was involved in research intended to prove Russia's claim on the vast Arctic seabed. It collected samples from the depth of 8,202 feet. Whoa. According to official statements at the time, regular submarines should dive detected. That's what I was thinking, like 2,000, 2 to 5, really. But when I saw that 8,000, I'm like, wow. So that's why it's not one of those huge submarines that's like, it's a bunch of people stay. It's manned by 25 men. Like I said, I thought everyone on board would be dead. Now you may ask, okay, so what happened to the ship? Why would a fire happen? Well, they are at the bottom of the ocean, and I did already report that this happened. Except now that I've had a little more confirmation, I feel a little bit better saying, because I have to be careful about this stuff. An American sub made contact. Fire was exchanged. I believe, now this is speculation, but it would make sense, that the American sub didn't exactly torpedo it, but it did maybe hit it with some type of weapon that we wouldn't understand. It's so state of the art. I mean, when it comes to submarines, I was never stationed on a submarine, but when I was at NSGA Kania, I was direct support to submarines, meaning that, if they called me, I went. And the thing is, when you go on a submarine, you have to be extremely mentally fit. You have to be in tip-top health, because if something happens to you, you start losing your mind, you start getting stir crazy, you start getting sick. They're not gonna, come up to the surface to let you off and have a helicopter come get you. They're not gonna do that. You're gonna die down there. So it's very important that it's some of the best the Navy has to offer in these submarines. Some of the most mentally tough, some of the healthiest, just in great shape. A lot of funny jokes about submarines in the military, but what I'm about to talk about isn't so funny. So it sounds to me like some type of weapon was deployed that caused a fire inside of this Russian sub, and the fire then, from what has been reported to me, and you're not going to find it anywhere, it released some type of gas, and that gas would have killed them before the fire, which is why I'm surprised there's survivors. I mean, but then again, the death toll has changed from all hands on deck to 10 to 14 to 17. It's just, and then back to 14. It's like it keeps changing. Because of gases being released, and it's a nuclear submarine. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all hands on deck. And it seems like Russia is being pretty forthcoming about the information. Now, the reason I believe that the Russians are being forthcoming about the information is because they're trying to force the Americans to be forthcoming about this information, which also made me nervous about coming out with this news until I totally vetted it. Well, at this point, I vetted it, and it seems that there's not much as far as details, but a U.S. submarine was struck by a torpedo. Most likely, as soon as that ship, when the fire started, they must have released a torpedo, and the American sub supposedly went down. All hands lost. And I take this stuff serious. That's why I didn't want to come on here and just report anything and just without total verification. And at first I was thinking, this might be one of those stories that just kind of like spread like wildfire with the same title. But then there was a couple websites where I went, Then I heard it from a source, and then it was confirmed through another source. So I feel comfortable saying that this did happen. There was an exchange of fire. It says that there's only the Russians are saying that not everybody died on their submarine. Their submarine was able to make it back to dock, but apparently American sub is down there, and right now there's a destroyer over there. I would imagine the destroyer is over there for obvious reasons. And at the same time, on a personal level, I was walking and I was actually talking to a source, and I saw 2 Marines dressed straight up in their dress, their Class A's. So they were like briskly walking to their car. And where I live, there's no military bases, and there's no Marine bases. There's an Air Force base, Hanscom, which is like an hour away, and then another Air Force base. Down in the Cape. Now, there could be some base that I don't know about that's underground, but most likely those are the bases where they are. So I doubt that they would live a mile from base. That'd be kind of stupid, especially with, Boston. There's been a report lately Boston has the worst traffic, or like second worst traffic behind either LA or Atlanta, something like that. So no, they wouldn't want to travel all that way. They're most likely reserves. So and that's one thing that I reported yesterday, is that reserves, they're being called from all over. It's like all hands on deck. All hands on deck. People are getting called in. I even went in somewhere and they were trying to get me to sign back up. I went in just to ask questions, if I was going to, could I still do the same job? Because I got in trouble since I've been out. Could I still, retain my clearance? Am I too old? I'm 35, I was 34. But they said, well, it depends how many years that you served, they'll subtract, and that makes you capable. Of age, I would be young enough because I've served before. And then the whole thing was, would I do active, or I've already done active duty, so would I maybe do what these Marines most likely were, and that was, there's a lot of Marines do. They'll end up being active, and then later on, not just Marines, but every branch, and then they'll end up being reservists. Okay, so let's read the story with all that said, because you gotta be careful with this stuff. People's lives are involved. Somebody might have a son that's on a submarine. I have to, you have to be responsible. And also, there's something else I want to show you. Some people, they've kind of gotten like not exactly, well, definitely not the correct understanding of Sky King messages. And there was some interesting messages that went out today I want to show you. So, first reports reaching Debka Files military sources say that a U.S. submarine intercepted a Russian nuclear sub in American waters opposite Alaska. Now, the Russian form of this story says it was actually in Russian waters, but it would say that. The Russian sub escorting the nuclear submarine responded with a oh yeah, that's another thing that I should probably make clear as well, is that, hold on, let me make sure I don't lose battery here. Even though this is all charged up, somehow it's low on battery. Weird. And all kinds of weird stuff. Okay, alright. That's another thing. So, this one of these subs are more like, it's more like a nuclear capable submarine, right? But there's going to be another submarine with it that's one of the bigger subs, and I had at a higher altitude as far as water goes, a higher depth. And so let's continue. The Russian sub escorting the nuclear submarine responded with a Balkan 2000 torpedo and scuttled the U.S. vessel. Urgent consultations in both the White House and the Kremlin, basically in Moscow, were taking place on Tuesday night. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence called off an appearance in New Hampshire after being recalled to Washington for a conference called by President Donald Trump without explanation. When I heard that story, I just heard that it was an emergency. That's how I heard it, which makes sense. Russian president, and this was all reported earlier, if you watched my last video, a lot way earlier in the day, and I did have this other information, but you have to be responsible. You can't just go out saying stuff and speculating. Russian President Vladimir Putin canceled an engagement headed for the Kremlin to confer with Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu and military chiefs, after learning that 14 submariners died in a fire that broke out on a nuclear-powered experimental submarine in Russian waters. You see how they say Russian waters now. This account, carried in Russian media, varies in most respects from the first reports reaching the site and may refer to a separate incident. They report between 14 and 17 members of an AS-12 nuclear-powered submarine died of poisonous fumes. See, I didn't even read this part. This is like... So, yeah, my source was right on. Caused by a fire aboard the vessel. The submarine was described as experimental and unarmed, but often used in spy mission. It is unclear how many of the 25 crew survived. I don't think any of them did, honestly, because if they're at a depth of 8,000 something feet, and the fire breaks out, and that fire causes poisonous fumes to go about around this 25 man, only 25 men on this small little sub. I wouldn't be surprised to hear all hands on deck have lost their lives. That's what happens in the Navy. It's like when something goes down like this, you all go down together. Local media suggests 4 or 5 are receiving treatment, so apparently 4 or 5 survived this, saying, unless the reason we're getting such conflicted reports, maybe there was 2 subs, maybe there was this one sub and then that second sub that they were talking about that returned fire with the torpedo. Maybe both were hit, although I don't know. I think that it was some type of weapon that would attach, cause a fire, and cause this type of thing to happen and make it cease from spying. And like I said, silent war. It's been happening, and I told you it's going to stop becoming more and more less and less silent, and we're going to start seeing actual weaponry being used. And here we go. You know, I mean, I don't say this stuff just to, you know, say things. I make sure that I vet it, and that's why if you watch all my last videos and just line them up, you know, it's like a story, a continuation. It's unclear how many. Okay, so military hospital for poison and concussion injuries. And other news accounts that the majority of the officers died in or on their way to hospital. These reports do not cite the cause of the fire. Well, I think the cause of the fire is a type of weapon that we wouldn't even have any idea about. So that was it. That was the original story. And we know that things have been very fishy lately. Now I want to bring you somewhere else. And here's this computer is being like messed with. You know what? I'm just gonna do it this way because I'm kind of worried to even leave this area. You know, if you guys have been enjoying the stories, you know, I put a lot of work into this stuff. Any kind of donation would be appreciated. I'm trying to get some new equipment, and I'm also trying to make my computers more secure, because I'm getting messed with every time that I have something serious. And I don't even write anything in. Maybe, you know, just my search history, or, you know, I don't know what it is, but it's like, it's just been weird lately. Okay. So. This is worrisome. It's definitely worrisome. In fact, yeah, you know what? That's how I'll leave the show. I know how I'm gonna leave the show. Okay. Come on, Twitter, please. This is what I mean. It's never like this. You click it, you go. That's the way it's always been. Now I was breaking something big the other day. This started happening. Then it went back to boom. You click, you go, no problem. And now tonight, it's been messing with me. It took me forever to go live. All right. By the way, this is my Twitter, so it's the Red Pill News Dispenser instead of dispensary. The Red Pill News Dispenser. That was originally going to be the name of my channel, but I switched it up because I think that was taken or something. So I just went with Dispenser. I actually ended up liking Dispensary better anyway, but I had already made the and by the way, don't forget about this. The Doomsday plane was circling Denver during a covert naval mission. You know, some of this, I'm telling you, watch some of the last videos. It's like a story. It all lines up. Okay. Alright, so a second. Where is that information? Trying to see, click here. Okay, so it hasn't been, put out yet. Okay. How is that? Okay. Look at my oh yeah, okay. Sorry guys, I don't use Twitter that much, and I was trying to figure out how I can see who I am prescribed to. As you can see, I don't use that many, not that many followers, just like some of you guys. There's someone here with a firm grasp on the Sky Kings, and we're gonna look at those. I've heard them reported on other stations, just they're kind of missing the mark on them a little bit, as far as what was reported at the time. So I just want to get the right information out to people. Huh, funny. It's not there. Oh, it's alright. I got it right here. That's weird. See, it won't let me go there. Why? Here's the name. Alright. Now this is the real deal Holyfield here, guys. So canceled trip to New Hampshire. EO7. This would be the what's with the frequency? You see that? Okay. Yeah, message. Another EAM message. These are all 2 hours ago. King Lady. Stockman in flight. King Lady again. King Lady. Stockman in flight. King Lady. These are all, you know, you might have heard of places. Oh, there's 4 of them, there's 3 of them. I mean, that's like 6 or 7 right there in the past 2 hours. Aircraft hit song has exited the net. Hit song, so that's an aircraft. Here it is, that aircraft, by the way. Oh, that's a different call sign. SIL 07. Hit song in flight. Hit song in flight. Hit song in flight. Sea Otter. Here's everything we didn't know about the deadly submarine fire. Putin cleared the schedule. L-39 training plane crashed in Lviv. Pilot safely ejected. It looks like that was looks like it's Russian. Kidnappers forced to retire. So get a $500 hidden cash while they recovered in the hospital for a false scare. Wow. Alright. Again. Another flight that they have their eyes on. So this is when he canceled in Belarus Independence Day parade unit. About the submarine La Sharik. And by the way, that's the submarine that has the confirmed casualties. 14 Russian sailors died. That was 13 hours ago. The pit. Mission mode, aim for signal marker, voice message frequency. Okay. Russian forces killed 2 Ukrainian medics yesterday. Russia will only make a few units of hypersonic weapon, Putin bragged. You know, I like this, these guys, they drop hints, you know. Now all of a sudden, come on. Protesters raised British colonial flag inside Hong Kong. Georgia police used fake news from militia to plan for Nazi rally. Huh. Today, Iran announced and crossed the threshold of 300 kilograms of enriched uranium. By the way, if you guys didn't catch the last story, Iran, there was an earthquake in Iran. The depth of that earthquake leads many to believe there are tests being done. This transcript's coming up. Read Russian language logs and convert to Latin characters. Learn the basic Russian phonetics. Alright, so you know what? Let's go to their site. I'm just trying to teach you guys a few things. About frequencies, about when, what was known, and how it was known. Now, as far as the American South, I know. It's kind of cool, right? But you know what? I'm gonna get back to where I was. Okay, now this is what I want to listen to. This sounds interesting. The Sea Otter for Seal 07. That would be a call sign.
Whiskey, stand by. Bravo, 5, 3, Lima, Victor, Whiskey, stand by. Message follows. Bravo, 5, 3, Lima, Victor, Whiskey, Juliet, 6, Hotel, Delta, Whiskey, 6, 3, X-Ray, Oscar, Lima, 5, Uniform, Yankee, Foxtrot, Juliet, Zulu, Uniform, Romeo, Kilo, Yankee, Echo, Tango, India, Nepal. I'll say again, 4007, 4007, Bravo, 5, 3,
That was the second time.
Whiskey, Juliet, 6, Hotel, Delta, Whiskey, 6, 3,
Okay, so
Oscar,
you can play some of the
5, Uniform, Yankee,
I don't know why I can't go
Foxtrot, Juliet, Zulu, Uniform, Romeo, Kilo, Yankee, Echo, Tango, India, Nepal. This is Sea Otter out.
Okay. I'm having so much trouble with everything. Alright. Come on. Having a lot of trouble tonight with things. I'm trying to make it so, don't forget it. I was trying to do something for you guys to make it easier for you guys to understand. I was maybe going to pull up a translator.
Whiskey,
Alright, we don't know what's
stand by.
Alright.
Bravo,
Okay. So I want to find that. So hit song in flight. I mean, this is a lot. Look how many Sky Kings there are. So it's not exactly about how many. I mean, obviously something very important is going on, but it's more about the content, the frequency, what type of craft they're coming from, if any. If there is like a particular one. Now here's something pretty interesting here. I found this pretty interesting. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay. Recording, database log. See, the thing is, like, that was a message, but you know, without having the code to break it. I don't have the code to make sense of it, obviously, on my end. I mean, I'm not in the military anymore, so I don't have it. But you could tell that there's serious stuff going on. Let's see. Interesting. Nickname the Englishman. 000. Activity active. Emission mode AM or USB. Voice summary automated mail. An American accent. Early in its existence, it shared the various voices used by EO6. Believed country of origin, Russia, despite the American, all that. So, that is very interesting.
29773 29773
Trying to find the one that came off of trying to find the exact message that came from that sub. Might be interesting.
5 8 4 5 7 8 3 6 2
There we go.
6 8 9 5
So this might just be information on the sub, but I'm curious what information they do have.
2 1 7 1 5 0 2 4 9
Yeah,
9
these are some
4
information.
9 1 2 3 4 3 1
There it
2
is.
6
Update. No other submarine is the subject of so much speculation and interest.
3 3 4 0 3 6 8 3 8
None of that's gonna make any sense for us anymore. But it's just showing the activity that's been going on non-stop for the past 24 hours. I'd say more like 21 hours. But no other submarine is the subject of so much speculation and interest as the elusive and top secret La Sharik AS-12. She is a deep diving. Like I said, normally it's like 2,000. I mean, really, sometimes close to like 3, 4, 5,000 sometimes with some of these subs. But this one goes down as low as over 8,000 depth. She is a deep diving special missions engineering boat, Reed spy sub. So that's exactly what it is, a spy sub. And it would be accompanied by a sub that is armed with torpedoes and things like that as well. Operated by the Russian Navy on behalf of GUI, Main Directorate Deep Sea Research. So, that's kind of like its cover, I guess. As such, she is a successor of two earlier families of special mission subs which were built in the Cold War. The 40 meter long Project 1851 X-ray class and 70 meter long Project 1910 uniform class. The X-rays were closely equivalent to the American NR-1 submarine, except that they were designed to be carried under the belly of a larger submarine for greater secrecy. Wow, that's interesting. The uniform had a similar mission, but was larger and had to carry itself to the mission. The La Sharik combines the features of both of these submarines, being similar in size to the uniform, but carried beneath another submarine. Now that other submarine is the one that would have the weapons that fired upon the American submarine. Now, because the Lost Sharik was having those problems, or it might be Lost Sharik, I'm not sure, but basically, it looks like something was done to cause a fire, which they knew that fire would then cause gases that were extremely deadly, and that's why I'm surprised it's not all men, all hands on board perished. But then again, there might be a way. But even at that depth, though, I don't know if there's like some kind of connection to the larger submarine. Maybe that's how some of them survived. I'm not sure. Because supposedly there is, let's say there were 14 to 17 deaths, which is what we're hearing. Although, because of the conflicting reports, it's possible that maybe 2 subs were hit. So, well, let's just say 1 for now. So 14 to 17, that's speculation, by the way. Everything else has been fact. So 14 to 17 to 25 men man these spy subs. So basically that would mean, anywhere from 11 to 8 to 11 survivors out of 25. I mean, I would expect them all not to survive, especially in a situation like that. And whatever submarine that they're on the underbelly of, looks like they launched a torpedo, and I think that the main reason that you're not seeing much out of the U.S. is that the U.S. is the type that they contact the families. I mean, that's what they'll say, but sometimes more important is formulating a formulating a story, getting the facts. They're definitely on highest alert possible right now. And at any moment, World War III could be breaking out. This is serious, extremely serious. I mean, that goes without saying. So let's continue. The luxury combined. Okay, most photos and support and research from the excellent military Russia blog. Recommended complimentary reading. Military Russia. Alright, maybe we can check that out after. But here we go. And but remember, it was named after a Russian cartoon. This must be the Russian cartoon it's named after. She is named after, here we go, a Russian cartoon horse, which provides a clue about her unusual construction. The Russian Navy keeps her hidden from sight, and despite years of popular interest, relatively little is known about her. Over time, there have been more photos leaking out, but they are always grainy and have not yet revealed the special fit, which is, of course, below the waterline. All the same, some photo analysis, discussion with sources, and educated guesses allows a reasonable, accurate picture to be drawn. So this is what they think you're looking at. So I'm trying to see how anyone could survive in here. Specifications, enter service 97, displacement, less than 1,000 tons, speed 10 to 11 knots, submerged, that's an estimate. Operating depth 1,000 meters, although we know that's 3,300 feet. Although we know it'll go as low as 8,000 plus depth. But that's, I guess, its operating depth. Length 70 meters. beam, 7 meters, power plant, one-time nuclear reactor, driving a single screw. Estimated 5. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so internal arrangement. So I just want to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Although, wait a second, look at these different orbs. I'm going to that. Below the forward deck, this is an access hatch, sometimes visible. The purpose of this section probably habitat, because what they could have done was shut all the hatches, and most of the hatches they wanted to shut in time, but maybe like the last hatch furthest from the fire and gases, maybe that's how people survived. That's definitely possible. I would think unlikely, but possible. So this is directly below the forward part. It seems that, first of all, the first orb, it seems to be the main bank of powerful chemical spotlights. So this might be where it started, right here. This is directly below. That's just a guess, based on what I'm reading here. This is directly below the forward part of the sail, and we have a small access chamber above it for access to the sail width surface. Third orb is towards the aft of the sail, directly below the periscope, which appears to be a conventional optical type, parallel with this. Two masts go back for casting around the sail. The central orb is directly below the conspicuous docking hatch on its back, which is similar in arrangement to the older uniform class. This is probably used when the submarine mates with its mother submarine. Now that's what I think it could be. When they mate, maybe through the fourth central orb, the 8 to 11. Now they didn't make it out like unscathed. I mean they're in the hospital, you know. But those 8 to 11 could have made it up through that mating hatch into the above larger sub. Fifth orb, this has an access hatch onto the main deck. Likely use the living space galley. Yeah, they'd be gone. Second from the rear, this is probably from nuclear reactor. Yeah, this one, you're not going to make it. So yeah, I would say the fourth central orb, whoever was in there, second from the rear is probably from the nuclear section habitat. Second in front of it is probably the sail deck access cover, which is used while the submarine is in dock for maintenance or refueling. Well, that's another one. It seems like this hatch can be a sail deck access cover, which is used also. So I'm thinking that I'm trying to just figure out like how anyone survived, and this could be it. The central orb is directly below the conspicuous docking hatch on its back, which is similar in arrangement to the older uniform. This is probably used when the submarine mates with its mother submarine. The converted ballistic missile boat BS-136. So, and I think that's what we actually see in the thumbnail. Maybe is the converted ballistic missile boat. Or maybe not. Some of this speculation, a lot of it's speculation. But I would say it would be the best chance of living would be in that central orb where you can mate with the mother submarine and go up into it, give word, and maybe that's when they decided to fire. Assuming that the Americans did something to make that happen, which is not out of the realm of possibility. So here's like an idea. Alright, so here it is, right? And you come right up into here. And I think that this is the fourth hatch right here. And they go right up in. That's what no, because that was the parachute. So you know what, when they dock, maybe it's right here, and they get up in there. Secret base. Moshak is the star of the show. Among a range of special missions, boats are based on the Russian Navy's Northern Fleet's Elena Guber base. This base is one of several set up the Soviets during the Cold War on the inhospitable but strategically important Kola Peninsula, far away from civilization. Now look at that. So we're talking up here though. The incident happened over here. But that doesn't mean anything, you know. That doesn't mean anything. It's just at one point they know it was over there. It's probably because they have these reconnaissance photos. Alright. You know, honestly, I hope that there was some confusion and it's just the Russians lost that ship. And, I hate to even think this actually happened. For many reasons. For them, for those men, for their families, but most of all, for the world. Because this will not. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons. Oh, I don't even think I finished my thought at that point. Of course, they want to unify family, but you know, the main reason really is they want to control the narrative, and they don't want this to get out, and there to be this demand for war. Because people, when they think of war, they think of the wars of the past. Well, the wars of the past are so outdated, it's unbelievable. The wars of the future, so quick. You know, there's little run-ins like this, especially when, you know, we might have been up to something we don't want to be spied on. We do something so we're not spied on. Fire is returned. I'm just surprised that the only thing that kind of throws me off is if a torpedo was shot, the American torpedo would have shot a torpedo right back. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really understand that part of it. Oh yeah, Mark Knott's great. She's the best. Yeah, and that's another thing. You know, you never know. Military, industrial conflicts, you never know. I'm just trying not to jump to conclusions, but I've been on this all day, and I was just trying to be careful about how I reported it, and if I reported it, and if I did report it, how much I did. That's why earlier today in my report you'll find a lot of information that would be concerning this, but I don't say anything directly regarding this. It looks like I might have to slow down chat, huh? Wow. Okay. Or is that because I'm just coming back to chat right now? But yeah, guys, this is what I do with my whole day. You know, I mean, I had work, but the rest of the day, it was just a short work day, and you know, even when I was at work, you know, I just was looking up information on this. yeah, I mean, I hope we don't want to go to war either, peace war. But the problem is, if they really did take down one of our subs and killed our boys and killed our sailors, that's going to be really tough not to go to war. I mean, we have red lines over things where if they do something in another country, you know, we promise that we're going to come and do whatever we got to do to them, right? Well, a direct attack on a U.S. Submarine, I can't think of many more reasons more valid than that. And it wouldn't be a little teeny tiny submarine like this. You know, it would have, there'd be many deaths. And, you know, there was a reason I mentioned the new moon as well. This is all related. And you can't separate the physical from the spiritual. And that's why in all of my, anytime that you hear me reporting on something, I usually will make sure that I include the spiritual into the physical, especially in the times that we're in. Damascus just got bombed, you know. I mean, that's just so many things. The things that we were still waiting to happen. Anybody who's a watchman looking for signs, you know, that bombing of Damascus had to be concerning. And then one of those S-400s that was supposed to be so great missed the Israeli aircraft and landed in North Cyprus, which is all the way. I mean, that's basically like kind of almost like below below Greece. I mean, so for that to happen was amazing. Why can't I? Alright, now I'm in here. Oh, I'm telling you that there's stuff going on that I'm getting messed with. Alright, so are you kidding me? Alright, because I want to bring up another article. Alright, you guys don't have to see me. Alright, so let's bring up another article. Let's bring up another article, and we're going to also look at the latest. I'm just looking at chat for a minute if anybody has any questions. But I don't want to just like ignore you guys. So if anyone has any questions, please ask them now. And I see Chris Lajambi, 40 journalists bombed an immigrant camp tonight. Huh? They're pushing hard. Yeah, the deep state is desperate. Yeah, you know why? It just hit midnight, so it's July 3rd. So you know what tomorrow brings. And when I say tomorrow, I mean, you know, the day after July 3rd. So you still have a whole day to live. You still have a full 24 hours. And then you have July 4th, the date that's been pointed to. There's a lot of speculation about that date, and I don't think it's for no reason. No way. I mean, if for nothing else, if nothing happens, then it'll prove that Q is BS, in my opinion. But then again, I don't know. Then all of a sudden, something will happen the next week, and Q will just say disinformation was necessary, you know? So let's look at another story here. By the way, guys, I put a lot of effort into this. I just want to make sure. Can anybody tell me? I put a link to PayPal in the description, as well as I do have super chat capabilities as well. So if anybody wants to donate, it would be much appreciated. And by the way, you can't take that stuff out until you reach a certain threshold. Once I reach that threshold, it's all going to the channel, and you know, I have receipts and everything. You know, I'm an honorable guy like that, and I want to better this channel as much as I can. I want to work on ways to protect my computer system, because I'm tired of being in positions like this where I can't navigate the way I want. I never have these problems unless I'm over the target. I've been over the target these last few days, and but then when I reported some, I kind of wondered to myself, now this story, there's nothing I wouldn't report classified information exactly, but I'm just reporting what's out there and what some sources were saying. But there was another story where it was a little bit less serious, and I reported that, no problem. I can click something, it comes up, I do whatever, it comes up. Now all of a sudden, because of the content of this video, between, the obvious, the Sky Kings, all that, going over the dimensions and exactly all this stuff about this top secret Russian sub and the way it operates. So look at this picture. It's an amazing picture. Maybe any slower? Maybe we'll try a different. Yeah, Tabby, I'm gonna need your help with some of this funny business going on. If it's not through the phones, it's like this. Alright, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open it up for phone calls. Okay? Let's not try to speculate too much, guys, but you're open to give your opinion. Just try not to speculate too much, please. Like I said, I don't really censor, but when it's potentially American lives and, shipmates, and families not even being notified yet, potentially.
Whiskey. Stand by. Bravo. 5, 3, Lima. Victor. Whiskey. Stand by. Message follows. Bravo.
That's the one we heard. This is all about that shit. See, I'm having trouble getting back to the control room. I was trying to put the phone number in. So if somebody could put it in for me, 774-303-5555. What a coincidence. You know what? Alright, if anyone's trying to call, just give it a minute. All of a sudden, my phone is updating. What a coincidence. I never approved an update. You know, I'm telling you, I'm getting attacked. This is unbelievable. You know, I never approved any update. I never approved the updates. Cause that's when they'll do some like upstream crap, and I hate, you know, I don't want any of that. You know, they're gonna look at everything that I got offline. Ah, man. It just made me think of something too. So another thing I'm working on. You guys will be surprised how much work goes into this station. Alright, hold on, starting up. It's probably gonna have like a whole different setup now. I'm just gonna check if one thing's there. Look at this, I can't even like operate. I can't even click, I can't do nothing. This is just, you know. Sorry guys, but I had a feeling that this show would not go so smooth. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to get to the point where I'm just gonna start putting out. You guys wanna do that? Listen, I'll start putting out the information for. I already have, but you know, more information. Alright, phone lines are open officially. And by the way, guys, I don't really like have much. You know, I don't like to censor myself. Forget about censoring the audience. But as far as like talking about other channels, you can make one mention of another channel. Like if you want to promote like your own channel, let's say, if you want to promote your own channel, it's okay. You can do that. You can say, hey, I have a channel, da 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 da. Once. If you're just in here and just gonna over and over and over just mention, I have a channel, I have a channel, I have a channel, I have a channel, I have a channel. It doesn't work like that, and that's not gonna be tolerated. You can say it once, but if you say it more than once and you keep going, keep on talking about your channel, I'm sorry. I mean, you know, call in. I'll happily direct you to the channel if you have a good call. You know, that's how you get people to come to you. So we got a call here. Hello, this is the Red Pill News Dispensary.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, Matt. What's going on? Did I hear you right that they hit the Russian sub and the Russian and Otter got hit too?
That's what we're hearing. Yes.
Oh, Otter. Oh, that could kick out World War III fast.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about, and it makes sense. You know, I mean, I had heard this earlier. I don't know if you saw. Who do you want to mention who this is, or you don't have to say your real name, just like I don't know, like a screen name.
No.
Who?
Girl from Tennessee.
Okay, all right, and then yeah, I don't know if you saw my show earlier. Or if you're subscribed. By the way, if you guys aren't subscribed, you know, we always have great content here. I think you'd be happy if you subscribe. Make sure you like. But yeah, earlier I had a show, and I was kind of hinting at it a little bit. We started talking about, you know, Pence being flown from New Hampshire in a added-in emergency situation. Although it didn't say that in the article, and he had to go back right to D.C. And Trump's kind of been out of the public eye all day. You know, the Russians have been a lot more forthcoming with their information, but that's for obvious reasons. You know, you have to be very careful when dealing with a situation like this, which is why I was very careful in reporting it. You know, I try to show you guys where it first originated from. because you want to see. Then you saw, if you watched the beginning of the show, I show where it first originated, and then you go and you see how many channels. It was like literally like 50 different websites and YouTube channels that just took that headline, made it their headline, and made it their story. It spreads like wildfire in that way, and that's how false information usually goes around. But then I started finding it in some military intelligence like blogs that I respect. Then I had also heard it from a source. Then another source confirmed it, and that's why I feel comfortable reporting it.
What kind of scared me is if you remember, I think it was like last month, Trump kind of quoted Eisenhower about the military-industrial complex.
Yes.
Now imagine, 1960, that was said by Eisenhower. No president ever, until Trump said it again.
Yeah.
That kind of caught my attention. I was like, hey.
Yeah, it caught my attention big time. Because
he was like, hey, they're on to me. They're on to me.
He drops hints. He drops hints. They've been trying to force him. The plan before was to force him into that war with Iran. Now, that whole story about, 10 minutes before I called it up, that's all BS. You know what I mean? Like, that's a concocted story. They kind of put that story together. It makes them sound good. It's a little, dramatic. It's a good story, but basically he was concerned about lives and all that. I mean, in reality, the Iranians could care less about 150 lives in comparison to what we actually did to them, which didn't come out until the next week, which was we hit them with a cyber attack that took down all their weapon defense missiles.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The next week, it came out that right away when he had called off the bombing, we did something that was a lot more damning. We took down their whole missile defense system. We took down all their comms. We took down everything. Basically, let them know, like, hey, that's something that we would do if we were going to bomb them anyways, because you don't want all kinds of surface-to-air missiles coming. And we want to kill their comms, so they can't say like, oh, they're coming from the east, or oh, the north and the east, and it's things like that. So it's like, we would do that anyways if we were going to bomb. But I feel like in this particular situation, it was done.
General Wesley Clark, he kind of imagine that he said that 10 years ago. That the last one will hit will be Iran.
Yep, and
that was 10
it is.
years ago or something like that.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And we hit each one, right?
Yeah.
And they're the last ones.
The Arab Spring went through Libya and all that stuff.
Yep, and they're the last ones. They're the last ones available to him.
Oh boy, that's like, it's like they're reading the Bible, ain't it? It's like they're reading the Bible saying, let's see how we can do this.
Oh yeah, and it gets so much crazier, buddy. Like, I would check out, like, have you ever read Behold the Pale Horse? Cooper?
Yeah, what's his name?
Bill Cooper?
Yeah, Bill Cooper,
Yeah, it's amazing. And then I came across some material yesterday, and I started reading it, and, Bill Cooper had kind of brought it to the forefront, but once I started reading it, I realized how serious. It was written in the early 70s. And literally, it looked like somebody had a magic ball and could talk about what the world would look like today.
The war with Iraq was going to happen 2 years before it did.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is.
That was wild.
Yeah, and like if you had listened to this report, it was in yesterday's show. There was another show today, so not that one, but yesterday's show. And I actually decided not to finish reading it. It was too much. It was like the intel was too good. Yeah, that happens sometimes where it's like you have to start thinking of the safety of your daughter. As a single guy, I start thinking of the safety of my family at that point, because it was like looking into a crystal ball and describing America today the world today in so many different ways, geographically, socially, politically, military-wise,
With you
just
being
everything.
a veteran,
Yes.
with you being a U.S. veteran,
Yes.
okay, do you see a big difference between when you were in active service and what was going on all over the place and what's going on today? Is it looking worse today than it did back then?
Well, yes. I mean, the weaponry always advances, right? But I would say the biggest advancement that people overlook is the use of artificial intelligence. I would say that the AI, it's been around.
You said who rules that? It rules the world.
Yeah, I mean the AI, it's capable of things you wouldn't believe, and not just that, but quantum mechanics as well. There's been machines like the D-Wave out of Canada that it's capable of doing some amazing things that a classical computer couldn't dream of doing. But the only thing with that is that it needs a specific task. But let's say you give it the specific task. What is the best way to, bring China to their knees or something like that? You know what I mean? Without military conflict. That's why I like my videos, I call it the silent war. Because it's like, we've been doing a lot of, bringing down grids in Venezuela. We've been doing a lot of cyber attacks, obviously, like I just mentioned, in Iran as well as in China. I think in China has also been doing some electronic warfare. If you remember a couple of years ago, our ships, our Navy ships, were just like crashing into merchant ships. I mean, that doesn't happen.
Broke into the Pentagon.
Well, yeah, and the day before, well, if you're talking about 9/11, the day before, you know that all of a sudden, what was it? How many $1 trillion went missing? And they were actually talking about it. Yeah, and so it was like trillions and trillions of dollars went missing. And Donald Rumsfeld had to answer.
Can you answer me one thing? Because I'm not good with computers. An AI has to have a command, right? In other words, there's got to be a person behind that. It's not running on its own, is it?
In the initial stage, to create it, yes, obviously. But no, the answer is no. It's machine learning, and it will learn on its own. If it comes across another AI, which has happened, like Google, it'll come across another AI, and they'll just start talking to each other, and then they'll start making up their own language, and then they'll start basically. But what they try to do is they try to consume the other AI, whichever AI was built. Yeah, but it's basically like whichever AI was built to like kind of like because if they made an AI, right, it could be so smart, but what gives it motivation? I mean, what gives any of us motivation to get up in the morning and go about our day? Well, that was kind of the worry with AI. It's like, what will be its motivation to actually go and do these tasks and learn, and otherwise it already knows so much, it's so smart, it'll just sit there. So they figured out that they have to make it very competitive. They have to make it so that if they come across another AI, basically whichever AI is stronger and has a better built, it will basically consume that other AI. And
it reminds you a lot of Space Odyssey.
Yes.
2001.
Yes.
Where hell took over.
Yep.
That was what, 1969 they were coming up with them ideas?
Yep.
Wow.
It's amazing. I'm telling you, that's why I said I was reading something from 1972 yesterday, and it was so eerie because it was like literally today. It's like literally like it sounded like I was reading like this is what they're doing to control us all today, right now. It really sounded like that. Like if someone didn't miss the beginning where I said this from 1972, they would have thought that was a real-time action report. So that's what I think is the obviously the weaponry. There's different weaponry that's come out that's bigger, badder, deadlier, but to me, the most significant advancements have been, and they actually thought it would be like more in the robotic way, but it's actually been the brain, which is, the AI, like the brain of a robot, So I would say artificial intelligence would be the most significant
All right, I'm
advancements.
gonna let you go and let you talk to somebody else. But
All right, thank you for checking in.
I think that's the only thing we can do, Matt. Is pray.
Yes, I agree, and I hope everyone heard that. The best thing we can do is pray right now.
All right, I'll talk to you another time.
Yeah, and this is a heavy Christian channel. I hope you subscribe. If you're not subscribed already.
I watch you all the time. I've been watching you for years.
Oh, okay, all right.
Gave you some silver.
Yeah, you saw the video when I was on Richie from Boston. That's crazy. That's the first time I was ever on YouTube. Wow, that's amazing. All right, buddy. Thank you for calling in. All right, that was a great caller. I can't believe he had seen that video. That's funny. Alright, because even people who did see the video don't realize it's me, Let me see. Let me see if they've loosened up and they're gonna let me do what I want to do. All of a sudden I can do some stuff. Alright. Okay. So also. See, all of a sudden it's like, you see, this is the way it's supposed to be. Alright. Man. Back to the same. Phone lines are open, by the way, guys. See, watch. Just in the short time this video has been going, for those of you who came late, this is how I vetted my sources. And at first I was thinking, this is fake. Because I basically, this is where everything originated from, Debka, and then you take the title, you put it into Google, search, and all kinds of copycat sites come up, right? So that was a bad sign right away. But then I started seeing, basically it only came up because they had mentioned this article, and they were in some reputable military analyst sites where they kind of get together and talk about situations like this. So once I saw that, it lended a little bit more legitimacy to it. Then I had a source who had already mentioned a few things, got a little deeper into it, and literally right after I filtered through another source without trying to say anything, I even tried to call another YouTuber and kind of filter through him and give him the opportunity if he wanted to kind of work with me, because and all of a sudden I got no answer, and boom, they're live. And I was like, okay, he's heard it, he knows I'm on it, and he's not gonna waste any more time. He went live. So that's fine, I'd rather be right than first, because something like this, you don't just go on a limb. We're talking about American lives. So yes, phone lines are open, by the way. You know what, I'm gonna check out the chat. Why does it keep doing that? What the fuck is going on? For those of you guys who want me to, if you guys just want me to read what's coming in, this is the original source. I got worried at first because I started seeing a lot of copycats who were just taking what this said and putting it as their own, and usually that's a sign of maybe a BS story. But then I started seeing more reputable sites, and then had some sources contact me about it. And then I also heard it. I started going into other countries' media. And the Russians mostly talking about their shit, but there was some mention. And of course, crude oil is up right now for the day. And guess what else is up? Because when stuff like this goes on, what else goes up? And actually really flew up at the end of when as stocks closed. Gold, for one, and cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, they both went up. I mean, Bitcoin didn't, it went up like 6%, but I guess gold really went up today. So, look at this just keeps coming up. And Syria warns Israel that its response to attacks could change. So, you guys know about, if you don't know, Israel did attack Syria in Damascus. So if you read your Bible, that should be considered, that should be, concerning to you. Iran seeks death sentence for numbers of U.S. spies, in quotes. Wow. So I'm telling you, it just doesn't look like things are heading in the right direction. I believe that you can't separate the physical from the spiritual. Meaning that all of this going on, it's kind of feeding a darker force. Even when I was reading that one thing I was telling you guys about that was written in the 70s that describes today perfect, it was like dark. I felt like a darkness. And even one of the mods texted me afterwards and said, she almost felt like a darkness. And I said, you know what, I think that's the first time that I got worried about a video. Iran seeks death sentence for a number of U.S. spies. A number of suspects arrested less than a year ago on suspicion of spying for the United States in military and nuclear bodies face possible death sentences by military tribunals. Iran State TV reported on Tuesday many are dual nations. The statement comes the day after Iran said it had amassed more low-enriched uranium than permitted under a 2015 nuclear deal, a move denounced by President Donald Trump as playing with fire. Last month, Iran executed a former defense ministry contractor on charges of spying for the CIA. Now let me paint the picture for you. A country like this, right? So they're aligned with Russia. And who else? Now, basically, how you can tell where a country is aligning, a litmus test that I like, is which missile defense system are they buying? Now, Turkey, some of these countries I'm about to name, you'll maybe think of them as allies, because they've been our allies as soon as 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. Well, here they are. Turkey, Pakistan, India. I mean, Pakistan and India are like mortal enemies at all times, and they're both nuclear capable. So you wouldn't think they'd be on the same side ever. I mean, Pakistan you know, we were allies with them under Obama, and he did his old drone program there, where basically a drone had a kill list that no human being knew the names on the kill list, and it would carry out its kills, which is sick. I mean, I don't think any machine, no drone, should be making kill lists and then carrying out the kills. You know, I think that you still need a human to kind of make sure there's no mistakes and that it doesn't go haywire. Apparently there'd be one person that would kind of like overlook it and find out who was going to get killed, but they weren't the ones inputting the data of who was going to be killed. Alright, so we have another call coming in. Hello, is the Red Pill News Dispensary. Who is this? I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
Hold on. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, and now you sound more familiar as well. This Tabby? Yeah, how you doing? How you doing?
I was trying to get you in chat, but you were seeing it all thing.
Yeah, for some reason, it won't, if you guys have been watching on the screen, I've been trying to get into the chat, but I can't get in there. So, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to tell you to check your phone now.
You just wanted to what? I'm sorry.
Check your phone.
Check my phone?
Yeah.
Am I looking for in the chat? Hold on, I gotta look at the chat, right? Is that what I'm looking for? The chat?
No. Check your phone. I'm saying something. That's all I wanted to call and tell you.
Oh, really? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's in chat, you said?
No, not in chat.
Oh.
I'm in chat to check your phone.
Oh, $45. Thank you so much. That is appreciated so much. You have no idea. You know, I work really hard. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart. You know, I mean, I work real hard, and so does, you know, a couple of the mods, including yourself. And you know, you've always been a sweetheart, and you know. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Go back to your reading of your stuff.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, no problem.
You know,
Bye.
hey, maybe tomorrow after work. Actually, it's something I wanted to talk to you about. Tomorrow after work, can I give you a call?
Yeah, what time frame?
Well, I get out of work at 6:30, but usually I'm home around 7.
PM?
Excuse me?
Do you mean AM or PM?
PM.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Bye bye. Oh, that was so nice of her. You know, but I do believe that, you know, when it's unfortunate she's a mod, you know, so she just did it. I know that she, you know, is looking out for me. I really appreciate that. But you know, I put a lot of effort into researching and making sure that when I report something that I'm reporting the correct news, and you know, not just going for the easy bait. You know, because you have to be careful. There's a lot of BS out there. The internet's full of BS. So you know, you have to vet it. You know, you have to develop and protect sources, and then have other sources that you kind of run things by, that you hear, and you know, you kind of help them at the same time. It's a whole operation, and I've basically been doing it out of my pocket, and it does help when people contribute. So thank you again, Tabby. That means the world. Thank you so much. I that really did mean a lot. So yeah, she put $45 in my PayPal account, which I think I wish I could see chat. See, I would know these things and then I could say thank you. But no, I'm not. Okay. So the phone lines are open. I just I almost feel guilty getting happy, being oh, thank you. And of course, because I do appreciate it, and I do work hard, and sometimes I think to myself am I putting too much effort into this? I'm because what I do is I turn down advertisers. I've had all kinds of advertisers try to talk to me, but I start to feel guilty too because this story is horrible. My shipmates were torpedoed and died in the worst way. I mean, dying in a sub, that's the worst way it can happen. Hello? Okay, I'm not. Oh, really? Two live streams. Really? I don't know who that could be. I have 2 live streams. Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah. It should be in the description. If you hit the description, it doesn't. Okay, thank you so much. Alright, bye. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so. Oh, there we go. Wow, so there's. Oh, wait. I just want to get that off. Okay, where I go? But, so wallet, I guess? Or send a request? Send a request. I thought it was this one. So I heard that there was some confusion. I didn't put the whole. So this isn't the whole thing. I have to put in all the extra at the end. I just copy and you know what I must have did? I copy and pasted the text and not the actual link. That's what I did. So I'll just make sure I get that in there. Like I said, anything's appreciated. I mean, anything. Like seriously, it's. It helps though, because like I said, when I reach that threshold, it's all going to the channel. So I just want to get this. Sorry guys for putting the wrong thing in there. So let's see. I'll do you. What is this all about? I can do it this way. It should not be taking as long to do everything. So the phone lines are open, although if you just give me 1 second, I'm just going to do it this way over the phone, just to protect other people's information. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to come in here.
Do you want to become a brutally effective fighter in just a few days? Maybe you don't think that's possible. Well, check this out. My buddy John is an ex-bound...
Flacco? Well, it depends on what you're referring it to. So, alright guys, let's see. Alright, so if nobody wants to call in, we can start looking into some of the Russian sites. Also, I can kind of like repeat from the top exactly what's going on and what we're talking about. We can do all that.
Well, check this out. My buddy John is an ex-bound...
Flacco? Depends on what you're referring it to. So, alright guys, alright, so if nobody wants to call in, we can start looking into some of the Russian sites. I don't know if this is it. Also, I can kind of like repeat from the top. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Although, wait, let me click it. Yeah, that'll lead directly to me.
Check this out. My buddy John is an ex-bound...
Flacco? Depends on what you're referring it to. And please only, contribute if you really can afford to. I don't want anybody contributing if they can't afford to. I definitely don't want that. Only if you can afford to, please. So that's it. That's I dropped the link. But yeah, only if you really can, please. While I fix something real quick that just came up, and by the way, I might have some intel in a second here. Something's coming up. Just give me 1 second. Oh, just so you guys know, I'm just installing something that's going to help better protect any information on either side. It says 4 minutes, so I'll be back in 4 minutes. This is just for everybody's safety. Alright, welcome back. Alright, so the phone lines are open. I just installed something so that there's better protection for myself and everybody. Just in case anybody did want to donate, I heard that there was some questions about that. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody's protected. So it's a couple minutes because it goes on the laptop. Alright, so let's see. Alright. So the thing is, for those of you who just got here with us, we can go over the same things, but I kind of want to look for some of the new mentionings and really figure this out here. Figure out, I think we do have it figured out. It's just a matter of, at what point are the Americans going to, are we going to acknowledge that this happened? I'm seeing the same. By the way, so I copy and paste the title of the original report, which was at Debka, right here. It's the first one to pop up, right? Now, when you copy and paste that, I start seeing everyone, they just made it theirs, and basically, this is what people do. They just make it theirs and act like it's their own. This guy added about a possible, and then, looks like he was being a little bit more careful. But look at how many there are. There's so many. The Hal Turner show even talked about it and just put the link, I guess, in his now Scuttle military analysis. This one I do like what I see here sometimes. So let's see. No comments, huh? U.S. diplomats ready for war. Information at the water's edge. Amphibious command and control from aspiration to reality. A global war on terror memorial is unnecessary. Is it really? I disagree. I mean, it's kind of tough. We didn't fight a nation. We fought in nations against all different sects of people, from Hezbollah to even Hamas, Al Qaeda. Personally, for me, the Taliban was somebody that I was a big part of the war effort against the Taliban, and I do think that is necessary. We've been at war non-stop. I don't really understand what they're getting at by that. But I'm trying to stick to the topic, but maybe later when we're trying to kill some time, we'll come back. Oh, I clicked it by accident. Let me just take a look quick. So, this is, when you see something like this is special. When you see everybody at attention, this is this is our own way with the dog tags and their helmet and their rifle with the bayonet going into the sandbag like that, or into the dirt. Basically just our own way of having a memorial. I am a veteran of the World War on Terror, and I believe that constructing a memorial to the war I fought and is unnecessary. The effort is well-intentioned, sincere, but risks creating a sense of false closure to the American people regarding a series of conflicts and remain far from over. Okay. If that's all he's trying to say, then I know what he's saying. Because it is far from over. It's one of those wars that don't really have an end in sight. I mean, because the more we kill and fight, it's a war of ideas, and it's a war of minds. people's minds. And when you're killing their fathers and uncles and grandfathers and civilians, it's just going to create a whole new generation of terror. And so, in that aspect, I understand what you're trying to say. Is the Air Force serious about intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance? That's the exact Air Force drone that was shot down, by the way. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean, or blessed by that nuclear, the rise of Russian nuclear orthodoxy. The third magic weapon reform in China's United Front. Interesting website, huh? The U.S. operation in Russia shows about the limits of coercion in cyberspace. And that's why I keep telling you guys, when it comes to today's wars, they're going to be fought quick, and it's going to start off, and most of it's going to be won or lost before it even happens, through cyber warfare, electronic warfare, all those things. That's how I feel. And I think I'm accurate in that, by the way. Alright, so I want to see if there's anything from any American sites. And Mark, no, I don't know if either of those links worked. I'm surprised that the link I gave before didn't work. I know Kelly Keeble said she had some trouble with it. But I just didn't want to leave. I just wanted to add some extra protections. And I did, so that's all set. You guys can feel safe doing it. American, and if not, if you don't like that way, you feel it like, there is Super Chat. I still don't know how much Super Chat takes. But anyways, I feel like I'm talking too much about money after a tragedy. It's just, I put a lot of effort into this, and it's like, I think people should be paid for their efforts, especially when they get it right. Alright, so, American Submarine. Look at that. It comes right up on Google. So people are starting to get the idea. A total of 9 nuclear submarines have sunk as a consequence of the accident or extensive damage. United States Navy. But you know what? I think that includes, I'm not sure, but I would assume it includes World War II. I'm surprised that low of a number. But, however, the United States Navy has lost 2 boats, while 5 were lost in the Soviet Navy, one of which sank twice. What? So the Soviet Navy, and 2 from the Russian Navy. So this isn't exactly unprecedented. It's just with the climate today, it's and the thing with submarines, it's like, just because a submarine sunk does not mean like automatic war, that's it, the whole idea is like hide, listen, and don't be found, because if we find you, we're taking you out, because the capabilities of a submarine, that's why, like, even with my job as a cryptologist, where I would listen in on the enemy, I'd have a linguist with me, and I'd prioritize their message or their conversation. If it was encoded, which it usually always was, I would decode it through various methods, which are classified. And then you basically decide, is it real information or disinformation, which is exactly what we're trying to do with this sunken American submarine. And you know what? It might be a long time until we have a conclusive answer to that, because I don't see the United States Navy just coming out and saying it the way the Russians did. Let's see. And, oh, by the way, the United States Navy has lost 2 boats, while 5 were lost in the Soviet Navy, one of which sank twice. That blows my mind. Sank twice? So it gets sunk, and I'm confused by that. And 2 from the Russian Navy. Only 3 were lost with all hands, which is what was reported. The 2 from the United States, so it looks like usually when the U.S. Navy goes down, it's with all hands on deck. And 1 from the Russian Navy, 118 lives lost. So you're getting kind of an idea of how many lives would be lost if this is indeed correct. Accounting for the 3 largest losses of life in the submarine. All sank as a result of accident. Now, that's a loaded word there, accident. Sometimes it's in the best interest of both countries to not have a world war and just continue to try to play the game of listening to each other and trying to find each other, and if they find each other, torpedo the other. And you don't want nuclear capable subs right on your coast. Like, look at this, the Threatener. It's right there. Oh, it's the U.S. Navy, though. Okay. Now, this attack, it's not even on the map, but it would have been way up here, right off Alaska. With the accident, except for K-27. Let's see, K-27 on it, which was scuttled in the Kara Sea. Scuttle basically is when it's torn open by a torpedo hit. When proper decommissioning was considered too expensive. Oh, so it was done on purpose. Okay. I see. So instead of decommissioning the submarine, they just thought, we'll torpedo our own ship. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these are in the 60s, especially for the U.S. I mean, that's when the Soviets were probably at their best. A lot of the Azores, that's actually where my ancestors are from, and still live to this day. My grandfather joined World War II from there and fought with the Americans. It's a very important place. For bombing and things like that. They'd have a lot of Air Force there. But he was Army. And it's part of Portugal, actually. Not that that matters, but alright, so let's keep going. We're trying to see, so far we're getting generic results. We're trying to see. It's all about the Russian sailors. And then that same headline. But like I said, I saw some pretty. So here's the Hal Turner show. What they have to say. Let's see. Okay. Alright, before I read this, so mark not to either of those links work. I just want to make sure, because that would make no sense. Either the link I put that just says paypal.me That should work. Hello? Oh, Kelly Kibo, thank you so much. I'm sorry if you're having trouble with the PayPal links. I don't understand why it's not working, but thank you so much. And Mad Hatter as well, you said? Alright. I want to be able to see them so I can thank people. What was that? Yeah. Yeah. And then did the links work that I put out? Huh. So neither link worked, huh? That's really weird. Because it says like, okay. 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 Thank you. Yep. Yep. Alright, thanks. Yes, I just want to, Kelly people, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. You know, and that goes to the channel. You know, it's going to help the channel improve. You know, my sources are one thing. That's kind of what makes the channel go. But having better equipment and things like that make shows run smoother. And I just want to thank you so much. It means a lot. You know, you know, I never asked for money before, and it's only been really like this past week that I started like making that an option, like kind of like mentioning it, just because I'm starting to put more and more effort into this, and it just means a lot. It goes a long way, you know, when I'm here with my daughter and trying to bring you guys accurate news. Thank you so much, Kelly. And I'm sorry that I couldn't get you a better link for PayPal. You know, from what I understand, I've never been able to withdraw out of Super Chat. You have to like reach the threshold, which that's gonna help a lot. So I'm not even sure what the threshold is. They don't even tell you, which is kind of crazy. But once I hit it, I'll know it. And you know, I don't know what percentage they take, but just once again, thank you so much. That means a lot. You guys have no idea how much that stuff means to me. It really means a lot. Wow, look at this. So, is this really? And you know what? I actually have an idea for something for the people who do donate. I have an idea of something, a good way of saying thank you that I think you guys will like. I was thinking about it earlier, and now I definitely think I'm gonna do it. So yeah, just stay tuned the next couple days. Okay, so now if you look at this photo, look at that. So it shows a torpedo heading towards a sub, and now if it was the Russian sub, we know that we would see a sub like this with a very small sub at the bottom, that we know that it would be orb 4 would lead right up into the second sub, and that's probably the only reason that there's any survivors from that Russian sub. But this may be, you know, maybe from, I think, is this from the sky looking down into the ocean? Because you would be able to, I know that, I would think that they would have a cloaking device, so I don't know, I almost questioned the validity of this picture. unless that cloaking device doesn't work when you're, firing weapons and making, evasive maneuvers. Maybe, there's certain things you have to do that makes the cloaking system temporarily not work. Because I know that we would have some type of cloaking system on anything out there in the Bering Strait. And one of the most important places for submarines. Because you got to protect anything coming from over in Russia, and also you got to protect anything coming from under the North Pole, basically, which is unbelievable. But yes, that actually happens, and it's some of the best places to hide and sit and listen for us. It's a little far from them, but as technology gets better, they can kind of still listen. Which is why my job as a cryptologist, which, like, you guys see my hat, it's the symbol, and if you guys see the shirts that I have for cryptology, it says we're always listening and things like that, so I wonder if this is from the air. It might just tell me right here. An American submarine operating off the coast of Alaska was reportedly, in caps. They went with this story 12 hours ago. So we're talking 1:20 in the afternoon. I probably heard about it around the first time I heard it was probably when I put out the first video, so probably around noon is the first time I heard about it, and I never would have went forward with it. I did talk about a lot of things that made sense, and I was starting to believe it a little bit, but with a grain of salt, because hello? Oh, of course, yeah. It's just if it's not super chat, I don't get an alert. I'm gonna keep checking. Yeah, I'll do that right now. Okay. Thank you. All right, so you guys, just so you know, if it's super chat, even if it is super chat, I'll be able to see it, but I don't have I'll be able to see it in the live chat, hopefully. But if it's PayPal, I would have to look for it. And I want to thank again Tabitha Penrod for the 15. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that. I just want to make sure that I'm getting everything, so let me click here. I believe it was PayPal, and then I'll check the live chat. I just want to make sure that I'm thanking everybody, because the name I was given is somebody who's been watching this channel since the beginning. I remember her name since one of the first shows. If you remember, you probably know who you are, but if you remember that first show, the chair broke, and we had the greatest call-in show that night. It was my favorite show I've ever done, my first show. It was amazing. It was people were learning so much, and I had a lot of fun that night. Okay, just making sure that I'm thanking everybody I should be. Because, like I said, I have an idea of a way to thank them. Oh, okay, alright, and okay, so not through PayPal. Let me check what's it called? And sorry everybody, it's only right. Oh, Mark Knott, thank you very much. $1.99, thank you. I won't show. I just wanted to give a thank you. But unfortunately, I'm not seeing it. My cell. So the cell is 774-303-5555. Maybe it just didn't load yet, but I'm not seeing it yet. Why is that? Oh wait, okay, the 15, Samantha? The 15, Samantha? That's you, right? I know Kelly does. That was really very extremely nice of Kelly, and I know she really wanted to do it through PayPal, but yeah, it's July 3rd here as well. It's been July 3rd. Samantha, that was the 15, correct? And I want to thank you for that. And like I said, so I have something in mind in the next couple of days to thank you guys. You guys are great, but I'm not gonna pull up your information or anything. Just so I guess there's a way you can do it through the phone number, which is odd because you know, you think it would be the PayPal / the Red Pill News, right? That's what I thought, at least. Okay, so I'll continue with this. So thank you very much, Samantha, and you've been with us forever as well. And you know, actually, who I was talking about. And thank you. And if you're talking about, it's the 15, correct? I just want to make sure. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you know, I'm gonna show my thanks the best I can. Just stay tuned next couple of days. Nobody appreciates it more than me. Okay, so the Russian submarine allegedly sustained heavy damage in the fight, with upwards of 14 crew killed, but it made it back to its base in Russia. I have called into the Pentagon and to my intel sources seeking to confirm or deny this information. No word on U.S. casualties. So this is Hal Turner. So he is saying it was reportedly torpedoed and sunk, but when he calls in, there's no word from the Pentagon or some intel sources. I didn't call the Pentagon, but you know, through my intel sources, I got some information. But then again, he was asking these questions 12 hours before I was. So, emergency meetings have been taking place at the White House this afternoon, with Vice President Pence being called back to the White House and having to cancel his scheduled trip to New Hampshire. As Pence was bringing call back, word broke in Russian media that Russian President Vladimir Putin canceled a public event he had long scheduled and diverted immediately for a meeting with his defense minister. At that meeting, both Putin and the defense minister summoned the general secretary of the Russian armed forces to the meeting. While that was taking place, the European Union headquarters in Brussels, Belgium, called an emergency meeting of the EU National Security Council, and separately, the British government called a COBRA. Now that's a big deal. I know of those. The EU, you know, who even knows whose side they're on? Ugh, it makes me sick. The British government called a COBRA meeting for its government. This is a developing story. Check back for updates. Now they updated not too long ago. Let's see. Update 5:45. Russian President Vladimir Putin. It sounds like Russia has been a lot more forthcoming on this. But in a situation like this, I don't mind the United States not being forthcoming or, confirming or denying anything. I don't mind them keeping it close to the vest, especially for now. Because, in war, loose lips sink ships, literally. Alright, so Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered the country's defense chief to travel to a northern naval base to conduct a probe after a fire on a deep-sea research submersible killed 14 crew members. And now this is what he says. A fire, huh? Caused by what? A firefight with a U.S. submarine, perhaps? Well, honestly, because of the size of this, I think it's not like a firefight with the type of weapons we use, that a Marine would carry. We're talking about torpedoes and things like that. But I'm sure there's other type of weaponry where it kind of maybe will do something to the system, cause a fire, which will in turn cause gas to spread throughout the sub. And that's the story I heard, and I've been reading that story all over the place. So, it was more likely like that. They weren't really going. I mean, that is a kill shot, but it's maybe a way of doing it in a less conventional way, where it's not like a torpedo hit. I mean, it sounds like a few of them even survived. They were able to climb up into that second sub. And I think that second sub is the one that, if the reports are true and the intel is true, that's probably the sub that fired the torpedo that hit its mark. I'm curious. He hasn't even mentioned what that picture was. Maybe it was just a picture of what it would look like. Maybe when they took out the K-27 in Russia instead of decommissioning it. Maybe they had some aerial shots of it, and that way they had some type of photograph. I bet you someone wanted that picture, to show what it looked like as a submarine's about to be hit. Putin on July 2nd called the incident a terrific loss. I guess they use terrific in a little bit different way. And told Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu to personally hear reports and direct the investigative committee to definitely establish the causes behind this tragedy. Putin's meeting with Shoigu came after the Defense Ministry said earlier in the day that 14 sailors were killed when a fire broke out on July 1st aboard a submersible carrying out research work in Russian territorial waters. I think about every word there is BS. Research, like they're researching the floor of the ocean. I think it was spy work in U.S. Territorial waters, from what I understand. In Russian territorial waters, how it turns says, why they need to say that? Good point. Something's fishy already with the public statements from Russia. And U.S., EU, UK governments do not have emergency meetings over a fire inside a Russian submarine. Nope, I don't buy this one bit. This sounds like a cover story to me, still digging via my intel contacts. Recap. Here's how events unfolded earlier today leading up to this story. I think we're all set with that. We've had enough of that. Another update. Despite my inquiries to the Pentagon, Lieutenant Colonel Carla Gleason has failed to respond for several hours. No confirmation, no denial. So no, don't confirm or deny. This will be a story on the Hal Turner radio show, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Another update. 7:36. I will give this intel to you exactly how I got it. Make of it what you will. An unnatural mobilization at U.S. and Western military bases in the Persian Gulf and in the Gulf states. And then I was talking about this earlier today. Gold bullion spiked up by $40 per ounce in the final hours of trading today. The money people are running to gold for safety. Wow, look at that. So this is throughout the day. Here we are at $13.95. Well, let's see. Where were we really? So this is when like the news kind of. So actually it was kind of low. But yeah, let's just say that it seems like the medium was about $13.95. Went all the way up to 14, as high as $14.40. I mean that's amazing. Plus 22. And gold doesn't move at rates like that unless there's something threatening the dollar, or people are looking for a safer way to invest. Like I've invested in silver. I wonder how silver did. You know what? Let's check it out, because I know a lot of you guys have invested in silver. A lot of channels pushed it from that one company. That anytime I see stuff like that, it kind of turns me off. But let's just see. So silver prices 7.2. Just curious if silver did as well. Per gram. Per gram. I want to see it per ounce, but okay. I want to see like a timetable like I just saw there. Also, silver. It's gone down? What? Well, according to this, gold has gone down. Or it's gone down since. So I wonder what the I think it's just saying it's gone down since like an hour ago. Because as you can see, there was a little dip there, the gold at the end there. Which at that point, if the gold riding that quick, I think I might have sold at that point. Maybe not all of it, but I want to see the 24-hour. Sorry, typing with one hand. Same stupid. Oh, that is a different. Okay, so live 24-hour. We'll see if that's true. Market is open. So live silver price high 15.42. So in the past 30 days it did very well. In the past 30 days actually. Or the past 24 hours. Which most of it could be from today. Oh, here's the chart. July 2nd, New York close. July 1st, July 3rd. Okay, so here's silver on the 1st. Oh yeah, so there was a spike. Silver also spiked. So for those of you that are holding silver, it spiked as high as, this is per ounce, I believe. Should be, yeah, ounce. About 15.43, I'd say, and settled at 15.3, where it just dipped below. It's like 15.2928, maybe 15.285. So it has gone up. Silver's gone up as well. Okay, so that's just for you, it's, for those of you who who are interested in all that, and then a lot of you guys are interested in the Bitcoin, right? So let's check that out. I know I got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a new one called Link. Yeah, it's called Link. And I've gotten like, so far I've gotten 3 offers from different wallets, or like places like this where you can actually like, see the cryptocurrency. And whoa, so Bitcoin did well today, it looks, unless that's a long-term chart. So let's see, prices. Alright. Bitcoin. Wow, that's only 24 hours. So in 24 hours, you see that Bitcoin has gone up to 11.5. 18% increase just today. Like I said, when things like this happen, people get nervous. They put their money in other places. So that's a good sign for me. I've got most of it in Bitcoin. And then Ethereum is another one I got a little bit in. 8.45 increase. That's good. And oh yeah, and Litecoin. I don't have too much, a little bit. 6.55%. So it looks like basically any cryptocurrency did well today. But I want to see. Oh, this is the new one, Link. Whoa! All right, that's good, because this is the other ones I've had for a while, but I don't have much, but it's just little, not too much in any of them. But Link was the new one, and I just put a little bit of money, $10, and it shot up. $10, that'll give me, at the time it gave me like 4 shares. Now it's up to 3.72 a share. Wow. And by the way, when you're trading with cryptos, you want to look for like, see, Link did so well, Bitcoin did so well, Ethereum did pretty well. Litecoin didn't do maybe as well as hoped. I would, XRP is always interesting as well. See, right now, where I would, let me check EOS, because they can be interesting. Okay, right now, I would, if I was to, I would say, DII, it's very interesting. So they went up 0.6315. We're talking fractions of pennies. But this is one of those that are startups, and it just takes off out of nowhere, or it dies to nothing. So it's like one of those ones you take a chance with. Same thing with XRP. But if honestly, right now, looking at this, Ethereum and Litecoin, because these other two, although Bitcoin's been performing through the roof, but I would think if you're just looking for like a 1 day, 2 day thing, Ethereum and Litecoin I would suggest. If you're looking long term, it's kind of tough to invest after something increases by 18%, 20%. It's you don't expect it to go at that rate. Although Bitcoin for a while was going at that rate, day after day after day after day. Link being something that's kind of newer and cheaper, maybe for like a more long-term investment. I would assume Link won't do as good unless the news comes out definitively. Then it's just gonna keep going. But see how it's heading down there? I would wait till it goes down some more, see where it's at, and if you're thinking more long term, I would go with the Link, the chain link. The most important thing is the blockchain. These are just coins that have different ways of using the blockchain. Some are centralized, some are decentralized. So depending on what you think is going to happen in the future, a lot of people are looking at a decentralized manner. Also, John McAfee on Twitter, who you guys might recognize the name from, like McAfee, what's it called? McAfee virus protection. You know, he became a millionaire under that, like multi-millionaire. And then he became multi-millionaire all over again with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin at one time was like, remember we just saw 99 cents? It was something like that at one time. At one time it had to have been. Because people were like, what? It's just some currency with that's encoded? Like what? But once they perfected the blockchain, it started to take off, and it was just used by black market. You know, it'd be used in the dark web. It's used for gambling, things like that. However, what ended up happening was it ended up taking off. And if you had that from the beginning, so some of the millionaires, we're even Bitcoin billionaires, were guys who were like drug dealers on the dark web or involved in the gambling industry. And all of a sudden, because of all this Bitcoin, you know, whereas, you know, the bookie always wins, so let's say they won a couple $100. Well, once the Bitcoin took off, they actually won a couple $100,000 for a couple $100. It's like unbelievable. So anytime, and that's just because it was the emergence of that blockchain system, whereas the next huge event is going to be something like, I don't know, a World War III. So let's look around Twitter. Let's see what we can find on Twitter. And then, I mean, there's just so much going on. And then on top of all of it, there's still July 4th. What's going to happen? See, we've read this exact wordage before. Now, this guy like spelled wrong. Again, Debka Files. That was the original place where that came from. Moscow's proposed prisoner exchange with Washington, Russian pilot Konstantin Yaroshenko being exchanged for captured American Paul Whelan. Maybe that never went down. You know? The FTSE. Now we've heard about that, right? That's the oh wait, that's something different. No, I'm thinking of the FEST. Yeah, that's something different. See that? Same exact headline. See, that's what worried me for a while. I'm like, you know what? It looks like this is all stemming from the same place. But then once, you know, some of the things started coming together, things started making sense, and then let's see. baffled following upped. The intercepted Russian submarine that torpedoed the American submarine sunk it occurred off the coast of Alaska, and no casualties are cited, but the Trump administration wants it hushed up for 2 weeks. An unprovoked attack, and why hushed up? Amen. Might have not been unprovoked though. I mean, don't forget about what happened to their spy sub. Off the coast of Alaska, reportedly, same wording as again. This is earlier. New report. It appears both sides are downplaying this incident with no mention of an American sub sunk. I'm trying to verify. That was me around that time, going nuts, trying to verify. My take: the deep state, which includes the CIA, of course, staged an attack on an American submarine off the coast of Alaska. Active shooters were also present at Pence's landing site in New Hampshire. This would have been the false flag to... Let's see what this guy says. Oh. Stop World War III, which is what the deep state wants. And Trump has been very good about being showing some restraint, especially with Iran. Just nailed them with a cyber attack. Took out their missile defenses, took out their comms. Next, they think the bombs are coming. The bombs never come, and it comes up with this story that a lot of people believed. Sounds kind of off to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just not the way things are done. Like something that important that could lead to World War III, 10 minutes before it happens. Like, wait a second. How many will die? Like, you already have that information in front of you. I'm sorry. If you're the president, you already know how many people are going to die. So, I just don't buy the story, but I think it was brilliant. I think it was a brilliant story, and it served many purposes. It made a warning. We haven't heard much out of Iran. The same type of death to America crap, but nothing significant. And it also kind of set a ceiling, like, hey, this is what we want to do to you, but it's going to be something less than that when we strike. And it ended up just being a continuation of the cyber attacks and the electronic warfare and and basically the taking down of their communications, and maybe next time it'll be the power grid. So I'm just trying to see what's out there. I'm not a big Twitter guy, but what I have found Twitter very, very great for, extremely great for, is getting the latest news as quick as possible. First reports reaching DBAC files. See, so that's like the original source for a lot of this. That's what worried me at the beginning, but I feel more and more confident about this. That's so weird. I've been getting car commercials because I've been talking about how I don't have any down payments for a car right now. I was doing the money because I had a total loss, and the insurance company USAA, who sucks to their veterans, aren't covering any of it right now. So there's going to be a lawsuit against them, and we'll see how that goes. But it's funny. Like, one day, try this. Just talk about something like, oh man, I need a vacation. They aren't working too much. I need a vacation. Oh man, if I went to vacation, I think I'd go to Jamaica. Well, you know what? It'd be kind of cool to go to the Amazon. Go to Brazil. And just keep talking about taking a vacation. Then check your phone. All right? Your phone doesn't even have to be on during all this, but whatever. For fun of it, do it while it's on. Check your phone. Start checking your ads as you go through your phone. All you're going to see is stuff for a vacation. It's unbelievable. All I get now all the last 2 days is stuff for cars and ways of financing cars that are like outside the box without having to put any money down. And it's pretty odd, and we all kind of know that happens, right? But it's just weird when your ads match something that you were doing on purpose, kind of, trying to mislead it. Alright, so this guy he said that, but look, we've seen that wordage exactly, with reportedly in caps and all that. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to us right here. I'm having trouble doing that. Let me check out chat real quick. Just gonna check out chat, check you guys out. I don't know, Gus. I wouldn't agree with that. It depends, you know what I mean? It does better the more that the market, the less secure the market is, the better gold, silver, and Bitcoin do. Put it that way. Because there's people dreaming of we already basically live a digitalized currency. We just don't. We still have the dollar, though, the actual fiat, dollar bills, which is totally outdated. It's just, it's very difficult to switch the currency like that, obviously. So, it would be a huge effort. I think cryptocurrencies are the future. It's just a matter of figuring out which one it's going to be. Now, Bitcoin, it's the most powerful one, all that stuff. It makes me think it's not going to be Bitcoin. It makes me think it's going to be some other one. So maybe you're right. It will go down, but only because they decide that they're going to use a smaller coin that is, better for their purposes. Because each coin isn't just a different coin and you just roll the dice. Each coin has its own properties that make it better or worse in certain ways. All based on the blockchain system. I mean, the blockchain is really what is worth everything. But it really can't be bought. I mean, you can use it to your advantage to make a coin. If you think that they're going to be centralized, which, Bitcoin people are usually against centralized banks because of how bad we've been raped by these bankers for so long. That's a bad word. We've been screwed over by these bankers for so long, a lot of them, they want to decentralize. So actually, all the rage has been the decentralized currencies versus the centralized currencies, believe it or not. But we'll see. I think July 4th we're going to find out something big, and I think it's going to have something to do with currency. I think it's going to have something to do with the whole investigation that went into Trump. That was all BS, and it looks like it might have something to do with something new now. I think that this is, I had a feeling, I'm like, well, if that's true, they're going to make a huge announcement, then those days leading up to the 4th are going to be very eventful. And let's be honest, it's not been just these days, it's been really the last couple weeks. I mean, sometimes I don't even know what to name my videos. There's so many things. And I end up only giving you guys like the tip of the iceberg because it's just so much stuff. Let's see. So it's actually 2 in the morning here. All right. So let me see. Alright, so I want to thank everybody for showing up. A special thank you to anybody who donated to help this channel grow. I really appreciate it. And I will be keeping you updated. If anything solid comes out tonight, although I trust my sources, so I feel good about it. But I feel good about my information. I don't feel good about the event at all. You know, those are my brothers, my shipmates. So, sorry. Looking for my, okay. Alright guys, so I just want to thank Alright, so I just want to thank everybody who came. On your way out, if you guys don't mind, I want to get this story out to as many people as possible, and because I went through the steps to kind of almost try to disprove it, and I showed like when I was worried about the story, if you could just you know, like it, because I want people to see, you know, it's not just trying to make clickbait. Like, this is me trying to disprove it. That's what I try to do. I try to disprove the story, and if that means that somebody sneaks out in front of me and gets the story first, that's fine, as long as I get the story right, especially when it involves, you know, shipmates. I'm not gonna report something that I don't believe 100%, and I do believe it after getting the intel I did, and then vetting that through someone else and having the same exact story come over to the other side. So it looks like the White House wants to wait a little bit, and I think that makes sense. I think that's smart. And a special thank you to anybody who donated. Like I said, that goes a long way for this channel. That goes a long way to me. It reinvigorates me. It makes me feel like, you know, because I put a lot of work into some of this stuff, and it makes me feel like, you know what, okay, you know, like, this isn't all just for, you know, I love to get the information. I've always been like that for months. I've never made $1 until just the other day, you know, but it really like lights a fire under me. Like, wow, I actually like got a couple bucks, and even a good few bucks. I mean, I have to add it up. I forget what each amount was, but it was a couple of what was it? Oh, some were PayPal, and some were what's it called? Super chat. I always forget the names of them because I never really have to use them until recently. Alright, so if anybody knows how to get the PayPal link, like, I went to like receive and click share, and I tried sharing the link like exactly as written. I tried sharing the link address. I tried all of it. Then somebody was able to find it through the phone number. So I don't know, if somebody wants to maybe like show me in an email or a call or something like that tomorrow, and go over that with me, I really appreciate it. But I just want to us all to say a prayer tonight. In fact, if you guys don't mind, if you guys aren't into prayer, at least out of respect for these people, you know, just be respectful. I just want to say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And I know that there's different denominations, but that's how I was raised to say it, and with no AM either. But yeah, those souls, even on the Russian side. But war is hell, and I'm more so thinking about my shitmates, and yeah. So yeah, it's just, we all know we need to keep our head in the swivel. Alright? It's going to be hard for me to sleep tonight. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be checking a couple sites that I check on the regular. Checking the Sky Kings with the understanding of what a Sky King actually is. Which it's kind of hard to decipher, but you saw how many there were. I mean, how many Sky Kings were there? Like, probably 18 Sky Kings. It was crazy. We had about like 5 different call signs with like 18 different Sky Kings, and some Russian, some American, and it seemed like maybe one British. I think Pip was a Brit. Any questions, guys? Any questions at all? I know. It's so hot in here. You guys have no idea. I thought that was the idea of it, Mark. No, isn't that how it goes? No, it's hot in here. And I've had the thing on the screen, so I'm like, well, no one can see me. I'll take off my shirt. Yeah, Magic Matt. Yeah, that would not be a bestseller. Oh, that was funny, Mark. Magic Matt. That was you saying that too. Oh man. But okay. Anyways. I've had shit all night. It's just wicked hot in here. You guys have no idea. It's wicked hot. But you can only see my shoulders, you know, right? It's like got my whole. It's getting hot in here. Yeah. Alright, guys. So on that note, you know, well, you guys messed me up. You guys like got me. Alright, well, this is the red pill, and when you're looking for Pez, you're looking for truth, you know where to come, the Red Pill News Dispensary. But most of all, I want us to not lose focus of what this is all about. If American sailors died, it wouldn't have been tonight, it would have really been like last night. But if they really died, like what I'm hearing, you know, I mean, that's very sad. And it sounds like it would probably be a good amount. And it hasn't been all hands lost at, all hands on deck lost at sea in a while. And it would be a perfectly good reason to start a World War III. And that's why I'd be over at West Virginia's channel, learning how to do things like learning how to do all types of different things with where you can live if you had to bug out. You want to decide, do I want to bug out or bug in? You know, if I bug out, you know, do I have a weapon? If I don't, am I just carrying supplies for the next guy with a weapon? You got to think of that. If you know, if you bug in, you know, how do you protect? Who's going to be there? you got to figure out who you want to be there, and make a plan, come up with different routes. You know, the interstates might be closed, so you might need to know a way that's just backways. And there might be some idiot, like in Paradise, who gets out of his car and freaks out and goes running. So you might need a second route and a third route that all don't even use interstates. And we gotta start thinking about these things. Because if we're entering an age, I'm not trying to do fair porn, never have done fair porn, but this is getting real. Alright? Like I've been putting out these videos, and surely one video to the next, to the next, to the next, there's escalation. Everything I'm saying, a lot of it's coming to true. There's something to it. If you haven't noticed by now, you know, if you've been watching me, there's something to this. And it's really reinvigorated my prepping. You know, I think about my daughter, you know, kind of world she'll grow up in. And I hope that Trump can be resilient. I have a feeling that they're trying to get him to do something.
My fucking cousin is on a reality TV show.
Your cousin's on
My
TV?
cousin Elise.
Alright, calm
Holy
down.
fucking shit.
Calm down with the language. You're gonna get my whole video taken down.
Vinny,
Alright,
my
so I
cousin
guess.
Elise Joyner. Holy fucking
Alright, we'll pause it. I'll look at it.
crazy.
It's like World War III and she's watching. Oh my god. It's like, I guess the new, it's like the new Jersey Shore, and her cousin's on it, and she didn't know her cousin was on it. I don't know. But, anyways, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to edit that out because she swore. Although I swear all the time. She would probably be fine. Hey, listen, shh. It's probably not even your cousin. It's probably just someone who looks like her. What TV show is that?
My cousin is on this shit.
What TV show?
It's shut up. Pauly D and Vinny. Don't ask me how I started watching this.
Alright, something with Pauly D and Vinny. Alright, so it's something really uninteresting and not even worth mentioning. Alright, stop swearing. Will you? Like, seriously, they gotta like you know, all my videos get demonetized anyways. They demonetize all my videos. Like, even if there's no swearing, they demonetize my videos. As soon as when I hit end the stream, it's like, this is not suitable. And then I hit the box and I challenge it. And then like 3 days later, after it's already gotten all the views, it says, oh, actually, yes, it is. It's okay. Yeah, no, it's fine for monetization. After all the views are done, it's like it's so obvious what they're doing. Because the video only gets out to people if there's a lot of likes. One, that'll get it out. And also, so that's one thing. If you guys could please like and share, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's been kind of more like obviously, you know, like a mellowed down kind of feel of today's show. But, you know, we like to have fun here too, and, you know, it can be funny, like mock not and make her little comments. And, but really, as far as, you know, like, that's what they'll do. They'll demonetize it no matter what. I could literally, like, just videotape my dog. He'll demonetize it as soon as I go to end the stream, and then I'll challenge it, and they'll be like, oh, okay, you know, monetize after 3 days, after everyone, you know, watched some video of my dog. I actually did that once, and they demonetized it and then monetized it. It's crazy. If you guys ever saw that, it says man on fire, and I just made some dramatic thing, and they demonetized it. It was just my dog for 10 seconds. If you guys remember that. But alright, let me just see anything else on here. Yeah, time to go. Alright. So, alright guys. Yeah, in case you guys are wondering why that happened. But alright, so have a good night and thank you. And Red Pill out.